What's up guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes today. I'm excited about today's video. I think it might be a little bit controversial, but it's something that's really important, I think, and just needs to be said and needs to be brought out into the open. We are about to go to my P.O. box right now and pick up a couple packages, which fits perfectly into the theme of today's video because I want to kind of talk about influencer marketing, how influencers get things for free, how influencers get paid, and by influencers I just mean people that like do social media as part of their living or their sole living. Personally, I make the majority of my income through activities directly related to social media. I have a job in marketing as well, and I plan on expanding my social media marketing business in the future, but right now a lot of my income is from social media. So I think there are a lot of misconceptions and a lot of kind of I don't know how to, there are a lot of misconceptions and myths about those of us that do social media for a living. And there's been a lot of talk about this on social media, especially like Twitter lately, and I just think that it's important to talk about it, especially because if you're not one of those people, one of those very few people that does make a living in part through social media, it's very hard to understand the goings on and how things work, how we get paid, how we get stuff for free, how brand deals and collabs and like sponsored content works. So we're going to talk about all of that today, but first we're going to stop at the P.O. box and grab a couple free things that I'm receiving. Alright, so I just got back from the P.O. box. Kind of awkward because one of the things that was pertinent to today's discussion was not there yet, but I'm making it work and I'll demonstrate my point with something else later. But one thing that I was sent for free was there, and I'm very excited about it. It is this box. Finally jumping on the Superstar bandwagon, I guess you could call it, because they're super cute. And basically the owner of an Etsy boutique reached out to me a couple weeks ago and essentially offered to send me a pair of her bedazzled shoes for free. And I took a look at her stuff. I thought it looked really high quality. I liked her work. Her store was very well maintained and managed, and I really like her brand. She was very nice. So I felt super excited about the opportunity to receive this product, and I felt like you guys would probably want to hear about the product. So I accepted her offer to send me something for free. Now, I don't accept like every free product offer that I receive by any means. Like, I literally get multiple emails a day offering to send me free like water bottles or food or gym equipment or literally like everything under the sun. Sometimes there are weird things like tampons and skinny tea and shit like that, and I definitely, you guys don't see me talk about like 95% of the things that I get contacted about, and that is because I'm really picky about who I work with, and I'm very aware of not letting my social media accounts turn into just like one giant advertisement. Like, if you look on my Instagram page, probably 8 or 9 out of 10 photos are not like a sponsored content post. So that being said, I'm very picky about the free things that I accept, although I get offered a lot of stuff, which is really nice. Like, that's not why I'm in social media, but it's definitely a perk, I'm not gonna lie. Like, who doesn't want to be offered a bunch of free stuff? But yeah, so I'm just gonna show you these real quick. I didn't like tell Lauren that I would be talking about them on my Instagram or talking about them on my YouTube. I just said I'd mention her on my Instagram, but this is a good demonstration of what I need to talk about for today's video. So essentially, Lauren from A Touch of Class by Lauren reached out to me a couple weeks ago, offered to send me a pair of shoes that she makes in exchange for a mention on Instagram. So Lauren sent me these gorgeous Adidas Superstars. Here, I'll show you this way. And as you can see, they are bedazzled and super cute. She had put some black Swarovski crystals on the 3 stripes, and I'm super excited to wear these. And that was basically the only stipulation, was to mention her on Instagram if I liked the shoes and I liked her work. So yeah, that's pretty much how those like brand deals work. Companies just contact me or other influencers offering to send free product in exchange for promotion on their social medias. I'll talk about paid, like sponsored content a little bit later. So yeah, thank you so much, Lauren, for sending me these, reaching out to me. I'm excited to keep working with you in the future. Having a mini pizza from Real Good Pizza Co. for lunch. The macros on these are extremely low carb. It is 4 carbs, 16 fat, and 25 protein for this pizza because the crust is actually made out of Parmesan cheese and chicken. And these are quite good. I did a sponsored Instagram post about this pizza that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but I just wanted to show you before I ate. And then having a salad with some cucumber, Parmesan herb seasoning. This stuff from Canada, it's like the best invention ever from Canada other than maple syrup. And then some light Italian dressing from Olive Garden. So I'm gonna eat this and then I will talk to you about sponsored content such as this Instagram post. Alright guys, it is the next day. Long story short, I just got busy and was working on some other stuff last night, so I didn't end up recording the rest of the vlog. But this portion I did want to kind of just sit down and talk to you. I'm going to try to keep it pretty concise, but as y'all know, I do tend to ramble, especially when I'm fired up about a topic like I am today. Basically, we're going to be talking about 3 myths that are kind of floating around right now pertaining to social media influencers, what it means to be a sellout, that sort of thing. So I kind of previewed this on my Instagram story, and I think it's going to probably ruffle some feathers, and I anticipate the comment section being a little interesting, but I have some stuff to get off my chest, and I think that it's going to be beneficial for everyone to hear the truth about what being a social media influencer really is. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to talk about everything that I have written down. I did take some notes, and I'm gonna try not to edit this too much just because I want it to be, you know, real. This is real. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about 3 myths that are floating around about being a social media influencer, what that entails, what the lifestyle is, what selling out is, all that good stuff. So myth number 1, doing sponsored posts automatically makes you a sellout. This is the one that I have personally the biggest problem with because I find it very ironic that most of the negativity and quote unquote hate about doing sponsored content is probably from people that would like to receive things for free or be like, or they would like to be paid to talk about things that they like. I mean, who would not want, like, let's say that you either really want to try or have been using something for a while, and then you love that company, you love that product, and then that company reaches out to you and wants to work with you. Do you think you would say no? Probably not. Like, you'd probably be excited, right? So this misconception is something that bothers me a lot, is that if you do anything sponsored or receive anything for free and talk about it on social media, you're automatically a sellout, and you only do social media for the money. And that's like it's almost insulting, but I also understand that people don't know what actually happens, and that's why I want to make this video. I think I mean, without like being in my email inbox, you wouldn't know that I literally accept less than 1% of the offers I get for sponsored content, meaning I get paid to talk about something, or free stuff, which I don't accept a ton of. But I get those emails like literally every day, all day, and you see me talking about like the same 5 to 10 things in every video, and I know that maybe like seems redundant, but that's because the only things that I talk about are things that I actually like, things that I actually use, and companies that I truly stand by. So I think it's important to kind of set that as a standard, is that I only talk about stuff that I genuinely like. I'm extremely picky about the companies that I work with. I have a very like firm, you know, set of values that I look for when I'm going to work with a company. And with that, like if I talk about something, if I'm getting paid for it, that doesn't automatically mean that I don't like it. I mean, I can get paid, like they pay me to bring brand awareness to their brand, they pay me to expose their product or service to more people, but they don't buy my opinion. My opinion, if I talk about something, is real. And if I don't like something, out of respect for the company, I'll either contact them, and well, I always do contact them and let them know that, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of their product or whatever, and I give them 2 options. Either I don't talk about it, they can keep their money, or 2, I will leave an honest review on, you know, whatever platform I feature them on. And, you know, typically they just say, that's okay, we're good, like just keep whatever we sent you and you don't need to talk about it. So everything that I say about any sort of sponsored content is still honest. Like it's not that they buy my approval. They don't buy my opinion. And I think we need to have an understanding about what sponsored content does other than put money in my bank account. Having sponsored content and getting paid to post or being paid to be an athlete for a company is what enables the other 95% of my content to happen. I would not be able to dedicate so much time, so much energy, so much effort into my social media and helping you guys if it wasn't for the sponsored content that I do. If it wasn't for the, you know, the things that I receive and get paid to talk about. Like my YouTube channel would not be anywhere near what it is now. My Instagram would not be consistent. My posts would not be high quality. I put a lot of time and effort into making my stuff good and making it helpful for you guys and connecting with you. And people do, you know, also juggle 9 to 5 jobs. People also go to school. I've been there. I have done all of those things too while juggling social media, and I can 100% tell you that my social media game has been 10 times better since I've just been able to focus on social media and the side projects that are directly related to it. So just understand that if I'm talking about a product and I say that I was compensated or sent free stuff, that is what enables me to provide informative, helpful, motivating, funny, I don't know if I'm funny, but any of the other content that I give to you guys for free is made possible by those sponsors. So that's something to be aware about. Also, it allows me to upgrade my equipment, make better quality videos. I just got a new camera and a new drone, and both of those were like 100% paid for by, you know, sponsored content. So it's not that I just pocket all of that money and keep it for myself. So it's not like if I get paid by a company, I just put it in my pocket and go shopping or something. I like plow it back, as you'd say in business school. I like plow it back into my business, which is social media. So I buy new cameras, I buy a drone, I buy more memory cards or a new external hard drive for the millions of files that go into each video, all of that stuff. So realize that it's not a self-serving process of like accepting that stuff. It's a business move. So just food for thought, okay? And lastly, to finish up the sellout myth, the number one way to spot a sellout in social media is if someone sells skinny tea, okay? Skinny tea is utter bullshit, and these companies offer a lot of money. Like, I would be thousands of dollars richer if I posted about skinny tea. And it's like, people are tempted by it, and you know, it's a lot of money. But as long as you're not posting about skinny tea, you're probably not a sellout, because every single person that has any sort of substantial following gets bombarded by these tea companies, and if you say no, then you're probably not a sellout. So that was probably the longest one that I'm going to talk about. But myth 2 is that social media is not a real job. This is probably going to, I need to be careful how I articulate this because I understand the perspective. I seriously do. I always grew up with parents who worked 9-to-5 jobs. My dad has a 9-to-5 job and he has his own like business himself. So I grew up like watching my parents work like mad, and I'm proud to say that I have developed and learned a really good work ethic from them. But I'm applying it to something that's not traditional. So while social media is not a traditional job, it's still a real job. You still have employers, you still have customers, which I would consider, like those of you that are subscribers, viewers, Instagram followers, all of that, I would consider you to be my customers, because you are consuming the service, the content that I'm creating. So I still have employers, those are the companies that I work with, and I still have customers, and I still, you know, make an income. I still have to manage my time, I still have to deliver, I still have deadlines, all of that kind of stuff. And even though I don't go sit in an office for 8 hours a day, I'm working for more than 8 hours a day. And I'm like, please don't take this the wrong way and that I'm complaining about what I do, because I'm absolutely not. Like I 100% understand that I'm extremely privileged to have the lifestyle and the job that I have, and I'm endlessly grateful. I understand that I'm like literally living the dream in a lot of ways, but I do just want like people to understand that YouTubers or social media people work really freaking hard, and unlike a 9-to-5, unlike a real job, our workday doesn't end at 5 p.m. or start at 9 a.m. It's all the time. I mean, it's like being an entrepreneur for any other field. Like you don't really have a start and stop time. You work overtime when you work for yourself. So that's kind of another misconception that I wanted to address. Again, I'm really grateful for, you know, my position and being where I am, but I also do want you guys to realize that it's not just sitting at home and like watching YouTube and going to the gym. Like there's so much more to it. There's a lot of back-end stuff. There's a lot of, you know, legal stuff that you need to take care of. You don't even want to see my inbox. Like it's still a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of time, regardless of whether or not it's a traditional career path. So number 3, I think this one is really important, and it's the misconception that if you don't have or if you don't do what influencers have or do, then you're not doing things right. And I think it's easy to get caught up in seeing the big names in social media, which I'm like not even considered I wouldn't consider myself like a big name in social media. Like there are obviously much more popular and well-known influencers out there, but I see this all the time, and it's that people think that you need everything that we have or that we do in order to be successful in your own fitness journey, and that's absolutely not true. We get free clothing, we get free prep meals sent to our doorstep, we get like, we can work out at any time in the day because we work from home. We have so many privileges, and while all of those things make our fitnessing easier and more convenient, that doesn't mean that's the only way to do fitness or make progress in fitness or any of that stuff. So you don't need any of the products or the services or anything that I or anyone else talks about. What you need is a consistent workout schedule and a healthy diet and some perseverance and discipline. That's all you need really to make progress. Supplements, clothing, meal prep, all that stuff is extra. That's not a requirement in order to be fitness. And if you're doing your best and making shit happen the best that you can. If you're prioritizing your health, then you're doing awesome, okay? You don't need to spend money on all the stuff that we're showing, but we show it as an option, as a cool thing that you can add to your lifestyle if you have the budget and desire to do so. We understand that we're speaking from a point of privilege. We understand that not everyone wants to or can afford to get the stuff that we have or talk about, but it's an option and it's something that's out there, and I don't think it's necessarily wrong to show people that those things are an option, but I do think it's wrong to make people feel like they have to have these things. So whenever I talk about my supplements or stuff like that, I always have a disclaimer that you don't need this in order to be successful. When I talk about my prep meals, I say you don't need to order meal prep. You need to have healthy food, yes, but you don't need to order it from somewhere across the country and have it shipped to your door. You know what I'm saying? So I acknowledge the privilege that I have. I acknowledge the platform that I have, and that's why I wanted to make this video, is because not a lot of people talk about this, and I feel like social media is made into being this like ambiguous career circle thing, and no one really talks about what happens behind the scenes. There's kind of a lot of like smoke and mirrors, and I don't think that's really intentional, but I do think it is a difficult topic to talk about because it's hard to understand if you haven't been there. And I'm attempting to explain my perspective, and I'm attempting to tell you guys what really happens, but it's hard if you haven't been there. And I've been obviously not an influencer, and I have been an influencer. I am an influencer, but I get it. Like, I get where the negativity comes from. I get where the criticism comes from, and I know that there's still going to be criticism and negativity, and there will probably be a lot in the comments of this video, but I do want to, you know, put my side of the story out there and let you guys make an informed decision on what you think about stuff, rather than just accepting stuff that you see like floating around. So I hope that helped. Please let me know what your thoughts are below. I am very curious as to what you guys think about it. Please keep it constructive and positive. I'm 100% open to feedback and having constructive conversations, but just be open-minded. That's all I ask. So yeah, thank you for hanging out with me today, watching this video. It is something that I've been thinking about for a while. I know it's kind of controversial, but I'm really glad I made it. I already feel better. So thank you so much for watching. The next one will be a little bit more low-key and relaxed and fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.